Endurance racing makes no sense. I know.
You're racing safely for a very long time, but you're also trying to go as fast as you can.
I'm a simple man. I like ice in my wine, and I like not having to go up 8 stories to get to my seat. But I'm at Petit Le Mans with Brembo, and I've come to the realization, why do we go around in circles for 10 hours? Like, where did it all start?
If you were to ask me, Alex, are you crazy? I might answer with some quirky details about why someone might think that. I like ice and wine. I hate the sound of styrofoam, and bright lights hurt my eyes. And I don't like spending money, and I have an unyielding hate to anyone who pranks people for views on the internet. And today we're trying to figure out why people can sit and watch the same people do the same thing for 10 hours in an emotional joy that matches that feeling of like when your pet cuddles up next to you before bed. From the outside, endurance racing is confusing. Somehow, what started as a way for car makers to brag about their reliability has turned into a weird phenomenon where hundreds of thousands of people across the world come to experience the same things I like, cars. But how would you explain it?
Remember when I said that you needed to come here early in the morning so that you didn't have to deal with traffic or being held up or...
What time is it?
It's time for you to go to the airport, I think.
I know. No, it really is. It's 3. I have been trying to get here for many hours.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
It's really important. How would you explain endurance racing to like a 5-year-old?
Racing for a really long time with your friends.
Seems pretty self-explanatory.
Ooh, you're racing safely for a very long time, but you're also trying to go as fast as you can. And it's a lot more complicated than it looks.
So I'm the 5-year-old in this conversation. How do you not get like bored in there?
Sometimes you do, but when your life's on the line, and there's a lot more things on the line than just your life. You know, your seat could be on the line, all this pressure, like it's insane out there. So you do get bored at times, but if you're bored, that usually means you're not pushing.
How do you make a car go to the moon and back without NASA?
That's a very good analogy. Why are you here?
I like the Valkyrie.
Let's go! Let's go! It's a great car.
Well, if you're looking at like the GTD class, the sports cars, it's the easiest way is these are the actual cars. You see a Mustang, you see a Lamborghini, you see a Ferrari. Okay, these are the cars I'll be racing. This is the racing series for them. And to prove that they actually last long enough and actually are good enough and to push technology forward, you have to race them for a long time to see how long they last and who wins out at the end. And as a 5-year-old, like me, when I was a 5-year-old, it was literally when the C5 and C6 was racing and all that stuff. So that's where the easier part goes into. You can actually see a C5 or C6 out there and then see it on the track Sunday. And so like that's how you can relate. I would explain it to them, and it's like, hey, do you like Corvettes? Yeah, okay, here's a Corvette race car.
I like it.
Endurance
Okay,
racing
so then
isn't like anything else. Across the world, the World Endurance Championship is ushering in brands like Genesis Magma Racing, Ford Performance, and McLaren. Stateside, IMSA sets new records in its endurance racing. At this event, the Petit Le Mans, right now, there are over 150,000 people. They had to close the gates because the track was full. There are hundreds of thousands of people here, probably many of which who would tear each other apart on a political Facebook post, sitting next to each other, having a beer, watching cars go in circles. And there are other events and series like this too. Formula One is lovely and probably the biggest, but there's glitz and glam. And if you're going to Austin, it probably costs you around $1,500 just for the base ticket. But here, people seem to be a bit different.
I'm asking around a little bit, and I'm just wondering, how do you not get bored at an endurance race? Like, what do you guys do?
You hang out with your friends and you walk around. You have a couple of cocktails, then you go walk around.
Different points of the track?
Go find a place and have a little nap in the car.
I like that one. That's a good one.
It's an endurance race. You can't go for sprint. We're not, especially as old as I am.
You got to pace yourself.
You got to pace yourself. Yeah.
Pace yourself with the drinks, pace yourself with the food.
Braking zones.
Braking zones.
Somewhere to watch braking zones.
That's good. Okay.
Go to the Porsche tent, get some water, make sure you hydrate, dehydrate, hydrate, dehydrate.
It sounds like you've got a system. Have you done this before?
Since 1973.
Wow.
Yeah, this is my home track. I am a honorary Turn 6 animal. We have a friend's dog buried up in Turn 6. Nobody knows that. We buried a flag up there, so we've been here since it was red mud.
What do you do?
10 hours.
10 hours. What do you do?
I mean, I go to Sebring for 12 hours.
No, but like, what do you do for 10 hours?
We
Be honest.
we go explore, go talk, you know, look at the cars.
People that come here, and
Yeah.
it's just,
Actually,
it's-
we've met
it's
so
an
many people here.
experience.
It is definitely an experience.
I came here Thursday by myself. I've been up here since Tuesday, and I ended up meeting people that have reserved spots down there, and we just started talking about racing, and they're like, "Go ahead, you can camp on my spot." And they paid probably $1,000 for the spot.
This is her first time here.
This is your first time?
Yes.
What would you say is your favorite part so far? The concept of endurance racing has existed for over 100 years. In 1894, you had the Paris-Rouen. In 1905, a 24-hour race was actually held in Columbus, Ohio. The Mia Miglia, 24 Hours of Le Mans, the Monterey Car Rally of the 60s, and even the Carrera Panamericana have all tried to get bigwigs in all shapes and colors to prove their phallic member was larger than the rest. And what typically comes along with measuring complexities usually includes spending money when you don't have that natural talent. Is this the best kind of motorsport?
Oh, Alex.
I know.
Alex.
I know.
I love motorsports. I really do.
Okay.
Yes, and I'll give a reason.
Okay.
You don't get to do this like anything else.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Do you enjoy it?
form.
Why do you say that?
Because it's not as, like, you can crash and run into each other. They're not throwing red flags all the time. It seems to be more raw than F1, and we're huge F1 fans. Huge F1 fans. I mean, I've been to 6 races. We're going to Vegas here soon, so yeah.
Okay, what would you say? Would you agree?
I would agree. Yeah, I'd agree with what he's saying. In general, I think that the fact that they keep going and it's an endurance, it's just pushing through. I love that, man. I think it's just amazing.
The time in the car is totally different than F1 also.
But it's one thing to get the opinions of incredible humans floating around with burnt noses and half a Michelob, and another to ask the people in the actual driver's seat. So I figured I would ask the 2 most polarizing teams I could find. The Americans piloting the Cadillac GTP car with some fancy Brembo brakes, and the stoic Germans over at BMW.
You put 1,000 pounds of pressure on the brake pedal, it's sending 500 pounds to the front, and then electronically it's sending 500 pounds to the rear. So if I start locking fronts in real life in a normal car, you would dial the bias rearward, give more bias to the rear, and you'd brake the same way, and it's going to distribute the same brake force to the rear.
Yep. Usually I try to keep it as simple as possible, but as said, still, if you have degradation or if you have issues on the car balance, then you still need to adjust, you know. And some adjustments you just do by your own, which you know, like we can also adjust the front and the rear anti-roll bar. You can adjust while driving, but then you have some adjustments on the background, which you mostly get called by the engineers. You know, you tell them your problem, they will check the data, and then they will come up with some suggestions.
Sure.
Next up, you have traffic. You're barely pushing the brake pedal, so managing brake temps, tire temps, and everything through 10 hours is an engineering challenge that thankfully I don't have to even think about. I just complain about it when it's not working and tell them to fix it, but I think traction control setting. I know. So like you gotta figure out the muscle memory to not be taking your eyes off the road a little bit, but I still have to look down, sometimes read the label of like, wait, what?
Put the reading glasses on, like where are we at?
And then they'll be like, all right, switch this one, you'll switch complete wrong one. They're like, switch this one. I'm like, I did it. Like, no, you didn't. You switched this one. I'm like, all right, tell me which one to go back on now, which one to fix.
The final race result was not what we hoped for, but in my stint, I had a very good stint, and I trying to make the car reliable, saving energy, saving the material.
It's a constant development we're in, you know. We have a high competition level throughout the whole paddock, and you always need to trying to be a step ahead of the competition.
Now, yes, I'm here with Brembo, but no, this situation we're finding ourselves in is one of the many reasons fans call IMSA WeatherTech, well,
the fact that we didn't have to buy like overpriced tickets to get really up close with all the crazy cars and crazy drivers.
Is that nuts?
It's amazing. It's my favorite part about it.
It's like FD.
Yes.
It's really cheap. And I actually didn't know FD was cheap until I started looking at prices.
Brands like Brembo, Michelin, VP Racing, Motul, and so many others pour hundreds of thousands of dollars into this sport that honestly help keep the ticket costs low and the pit lanes open. It's because of Brembo making different types of brakes, both standard and insane titanium plus carbon style brake systems to keep car costs low or high. And it's those very things that find their way into your Type S, or if you can afford it, your Mustang GTD. But on the track, it's so they can do this.
This is it. An entire season has come down to the next 10 hours of pure chaos, sweat, and drive. Order green flag waves racing at the 28th annual Petit Le Mans.
We started this trip trying to understand why anyone would do this. After all, the TV does a perfectly acceptable and arguably better job at showing the race. But there was something about talking to these folks that changed its perspective for me. It's the community, the raw passion of racing paired with an organization and brands that respect the viewers, us, as much as we respect the sport. It's an equal trade of authentic enjoyment, a place where a ticket doesn't cost multiple paychecks. It isn't gate-kept by name brands and influencers trying to force the international aura of motorsports, meaning you must have a ton of money. It's just pure racing. Here at IMSA, at Petit Le Mans, endurance makes perfect sense when you simply love the culture of racing, and I'm grateful that we got to learn that together. So if you enjoyed this, consider subscribing as we continue exploring global motorsports, and of course, if you're looking for car parts, mod your car at Martini Works. If you don't need that, well, then just subscribe and maybe just say hello below. It helps get this video out to more people. Thank you to Brembo USA for bringing me out, and of course, I'm AlexMartini, and we'll see you tomorrow.